Hey, it's Greg Berzinsky for Beardbrand, and I am thinking of getting a haircut, a big haircut. Who better to do that than our man?
Ta-da!
I wanted to. I think it back out. Hey, it's Greg Berzinsky for Beardbrand, and who better to give me a big haircut than the man?
Jake the Barber.
That's right. I'm here at Men's Club Barbershop with Jake the Barber, and I'm thinking of getting a pretty big haircut.
What do you got?
Well, I'm going to show you. We are thinking a lot of hair off, but maybe in this direction.
The crop.
The crop, but pretty short on top. Maybe somewhere between
That
a
and
buzz and a crop.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. You look happy?
Yeah, it's. I already know the viewers are not going to be thrilled, but I can deal. I can deal.
You can deal, and I'm obviously requesting it. So, and I'm willing to go bald.
This is what he wants. People. Who is that over there?
Who is that over there?
It's Graham.
We're back in barbershops. This feels good. This feels good. And people get to see your lovely face.
Paid a lot of money for this smile.
I was gonna say, I paid a lot of money for this face, right?
Yeah, it's, sure. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to comb through this hair, and that way my clippers can get through it, because Greg has some extremely thick hair, and there's a little product in there.
We have sea salt.
We have some sea salt spray, which it's effective because it's hard to comb through, so it definitely works. The comb test. Don't cry now. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a number 2, and I'm going to knock down the sides. So we're going skin on the side, right, Craig?
What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. 1. Victor's saying 1.
Victor says 1. I say skin.
Let's go skin.
I want the people to be mad. I want them to be upset with me. Brand.
You know, every time I come to the barbershop, I look in the mirror and I'm like, boy, your hair looks good today.
Mine?
Mine.
Oh,
Yours always looks
thanks.
good, though.
Yeah, yours looks good. It's gonna look better.
Okay,
Done.
that's what we wanted to hear. I am not afraid to cut my hair off. I'm not afraid to get a fade.
Because it comes back, you know?
It comes back. My hair
comes
grows
back.
so fast, and we are in the HHH weather of Philadelphia. It is hazy, hot, and humid, and it's okay to get rid of it. I also think it'll look grayer, and I'm okay with that when we cut off the ends.
All right. Look grayer, not white.
Whiter, gray, lighter.
Whatever it is. Remember when you cut your beard off and that guy was in here?
Yes.
He was like,
He's crying.
he's crying. Like he lost a relative. That's what he said. I was like, what? That's the first thing that comes to mind. So funny.
So I often challenge people, go ahead and experiment with your hair. If you're wearing a short haircut, you do not have to wear it the same way all the time. You can say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if your hair grows and you have options, go ahead, cut it off, play with it, especially in the summertime.
All right, so now I'm gonna take my clipper and I'm gonna put it on 0, all the way closed.
So you got some sun, Jake. Have you?
Have I what?
Have you? Yeah. Have you been laying in a tanning booth? I suspect that you've been traveling.
Yeah, well, both. So, yeah. So I have a tactic to combat sunburn with my Irish skin. So I'll go in a tanning booth for like 4 minutes, and I'll just kind of like semi-burn, and then it turns into like a light tan, and then I'll go on vacation. So I don't get like annihilated by the
I have
California
to tell you,
sun.
when I went to Texas last year, I did the same thing because I thought I will get burnt. So I got a little tan before I went, and I didn't get burnt.
Exactly.
And I wear sunscreen, and it just gets through.
So now what I'm going to do is take my detailer, and I'm just going to knock down all the stubble that I left with my Zero. But yeah, so I was in California last week. I was sick. I love it there. Nice time.
And I have to admit, one of the reasons I like getting my hair cut short is I actually like the sensation of the barber cutting it off and the way it feels afterwards. So it's a tactile thing. Is that strange, Jake?
No. I've heard weirder things in my life.
I know there are people on Beardbrand and on YouTube in particular who love hearing the clippers. So what is that called?
ASMR?
ASMR?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think that's me though.
Yeah, it's a little different. I think like there's like ASMR, whatever it is, videos. It's like how people talk. They're like eating food and like chewing. Like I saw this one. It was like this girl is eating pickles, and it's like it has so many views. I'm like, this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. But hey, if that's what you're into, you know, I'm gonna just take my shaver and I'm gonna go. So this is gonna bring it to completely bald. So right below what I did with the detailer. All right, so now I'm gonna take my clipper all the way open. I put that first initial line in with it all the way closed. I'm gonna go up about a 1/2 inch to an inch. And I'm always sure to follow this line. So if I go up with the 1/2 inch, I'm not going straight back. I'm following this the whole time. So it's a 1/2 inch to an inch around the whole way, following the same shape.
How do you decide on the initial cut line? Because
I've
I've seen like straight around, I've seen really the starburst around the ear. I mean, is there?
So you pretty much just want to follow like the head shape. So if you have a head that comes out this way and the bone right here is lower or it's more dramatic, I like to follow the fade line just to go below that. If they want a higher fade, I'll take it above, but I really like to follow the contour of the head. If you have like a very round head, I like to give it like a slight drop to take away from that, because if there's like a super round head and it's just a straight fade all the way around, it just kind of looks, I don't know, it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing, I should say. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. All right, now I'm gonna fade this line out, and how I'm gonna do that is just by slowly closing the clipper until I reach all the way to nothing, which is this line. And when I do this, I like to just stay on one side, and that way I can just fade this out and I'm not spinning the client around non-stop. Close it just a little bit more. All right, now I'm gonna put my one guard on. I'm gonna open it all the way. And I'm gonna go right below where I went in with this 2, and I'm gonna blend this line out.
I think we might have started a trend. It showed up on my Instagram Explore page. Some pretty fancy 5 million, follower hairdresser showed the cut the ponytail, pull the hair up on the top of the head, how to give shag layers by pulling and doing the ponytail thing.
Classic.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
Jake started that trend.
you started that trend.
Don't blame you, right?
Yeah, that's on you, buddy. I'm gonna do the same exact thing on this side and the back. We're gonna meet this side right here. And then after this, most of our clipper work is done. It's gonna be mostly shears after this.
You able to work out when you were out in California? Or did you take a break?
Yeah, I went to Equinox out there. It was pretty cool. It was $50 for a guest pass. $50. Yeah, it was in Equinox in North Hollywood. Crazy. They were like, yeah, that'll be $50. I was like, what? I'm like, $50?
We go to a place where we've been charged 4, 7, 9,
Yeah.
10.
The most I
Like,
ever
it's
paid.
never the same.
The most I ever paid was like $20.
Yeah.
And that was like, I thought that was really steep. Because they want you to join, So, but the Equinox, that's like I'm pretty sure it's an expensive gym. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because it started in, I think, Manhattan.
Yeah, it's a popular, it's like, I feel like it's like one of those big city gyms. Like,
Right.
the gym was awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the guard off, I'm gonna open my clipper all the way up, and I'm just gonna fine tune the cut before I start using shears. So I'm gonna just kind of use my corners to break up any lines. And now Greg's hair is about 3 different shades. So in certain areas, it looks like there's shadow, but that's just because the hair is darker, and then below it might be lighter. So in order to combat that, I just have to use my corners, take certain areas a little shorter than others.
So how long are you thinking on the top?
I'd say that photo you showed me that had some length in the front, like maybe like this instead of the buzz. I mean, I'd like to go longer first, and if we don't like it, then go to the buzz. But yeah, the photos you were showing me, the first few photos are like 3 to 4, which is pretty short.
Yeah, and this is more like 6'8", right? Are you thinking
On top? Yeah, well, the length that we're going for is more like 6 to 8, yeah.
Okay.
Which is way different.
Yeah.
So now I'm just gonna fade out the beard right here, just a slight, just to break that line up so it's not a hard line from the beard to the skin fade. Just using my corners. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my 1.5 on, and I'm just gonna kind of freehand this area before I go in with shears and just take down some of this bulk. Do that all the way around. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comb some of this out, this weight, and I'm just gonna clipper over comb this area just to make my life a little bit easier when I go in with shears.
People ask me, you gonna grow your hair back? And I guess at this point the answer would be no.
The long
Long hair.
What you went like 2 years without getting a cut?
2.5 years.
Yeah, it was so that was like crazy long.
Yeah.
Was it like 2 feet? It was like 24 inches or something.
It got down to here.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So,
What was it called? I forget what you were calling
I
it.
don't know what I called it.
It was some like 80s term. Something faucet maybe? I don't know.
Oh, the Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, the fair. Yeah, that one. That monstrosity. Did you give him that?
No.
All right.
We just went straight in and cut it. Yeah.
ponytail cut off.
Yeah, we cut the back off, we cut the length off and say give him a ponytail. Like I'm never surprised when I cut my hair off because I've had it cut off. So I know what it kind of will look like. It's a different color now. Maybe my forehead's a little higher, but pretty much I know what it's going to look like. I do have people asking just as much as, are you going to grow your hair back? Are you going to cut it all off? So that's often on my account, people looking forward to me getting a buzz cut or a summer cut or something.
Well, their prayers have been answered. It's
Disappoint some.
Because it's gone, baby. All right, so now I'm just gonna blend the sides. Just gonna do a shear over comb technique. Now, Greg's hair has a tendency to grow outward, so I kind of have to sculpt when I'm blending the fade into the top. And I kind of like will round it up instead of going super square. It still gives a squared look, which is more of a masculine look, but I have to round it slightly.
Did you switch scissors?
Yes, this is a bigger shear.
Okay.
The shears I use for the top of the head are 6.5, and these are 7.5.
And the reason for switching is?
The smaller shear, it just gives me a little bit more control when I'm closer to my fingers. I still wind up cutting myself sometimes, but I've gotten myself like really bad. It's usually when I'm like moving too fast, I'm rushing. I always cut myself, but for the bigger shear, the shear over comb, it allows me to just cut a lot more area, a lot more hair. So it makes my life a little bit easier. And I kind of learned with these, a lot of people are like, dude, you're crazy, you use the biggest shears ever. But like, this is what I learned with. So anything less than this just feels awkward, you know? Because a lot of times you don't see barbers use like really big shears. They usually use really small shears.
Yeah, like fives. And, yeah.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put my 1.5 back on, and I'm gonna just kind of freehand this area because like I said, his hair grows straight, and sometimes the shear has a tendency to miss certain spots. So just gonna freehand this a little bit. We should do a video of you shaving your eyebrows off.
We shouldn't do a video.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. That would be a nightmare.
That would be a nightmare.
For
like,
everyone.
That'd be a great reel,
Yeah.
great TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You said.
Yeah, you'd be set. You would be set.
I'll shave my head.
That would be cool.
Have you done a lather shave?
What's that?
Have you done a lather shave?
Not on the channel. I've done plenty in real life. I actually don't even offer it anymore. I just like the haircuts and beards. That's what I stick with.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of, it's because like when I'm cutting hair all day, it just kind of throws a wrench in my day. It's just like middle of the day, like, oh, a hot towel shave. And it's like, you gotta get the towels situated. You gotta do all that stuff. So I just said, you know what? I'm not doing these anymore. So now I'm just gonna slide cut the top. I'm gonna wet it down just a little bit. It's gonna add some texture. This technique I'm about to do. Now when I'm doing this, I'm lightly chopping down with my scissor. I don't wanna take chunks out. All right, now I'm gonna blow dry the top. I'm gonna use my hand. All right, so I'm going to use the Temple Smoke sea salt spray just for a finishing touch. This is going to help with the texture that I put in with the slide cutting technique. It's also going to add a great smell. And what I like to do after I use sea salt spray is I just will take my blow dryer and I'll put it on a low setting and just kind of give it that dry finish. Let the sea salt spray lock up. All right, there we have it.
Ta-da! I love it.
Yeah, I think it looks
love
sick.
the texture.
I don't want to take that length off. I feel like it looks sick.
Yeah, it looks really good. Texture looks really cool.
Yeah, look, that's like a nice finish. It's like I feel like if I buzzed it any shorter, it just wouldn't look. It would look too like plain. I feel like this is like a nice.
No, I like it. It's like tousled and mess and
Cool.
easy.
It's perfect for
Easy
the,
breezy.
for the
Summer.
sea salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the summer look.
So, my name is Bud. I'm a veterinarian. I'm a four vices kind of guy. And if you're going to grow it, you better own it.